Hello and welcome to a rather chilly late Thursday afternoon, and welcome to my garden and my prospective greenhouse in Nova Scotia. My name is Steve Farley. So this is the third video in my 3 or 4 part series, not too sure yet, on how to build a greenhouse out of pallets. And I'm making good progress despite the adverse weather conditions. It's about -2, but there's a rather chilly wind blowing, cutting right through me it be. But I'm pushing through, and I've managed to do both sides of the front here now with the siding, and I'm really pleased. I'm thinking this overall cedar siding is looking, well, I just think it's looking fantastic. So that's good. Last night the covering came, so this weekend I'm going to be knocking that up. Hopefully getting that on and securing that down, and that will make it all nice and cosy indoors, hopefully. Moving into the greenhouse, as you can see, I put one of the sides of the raised bed up. That's looking good. That's made of pallets again, so I'm really pleased with that. And I'm thinking that I'm only going to have start with one side as a raised bed. The other side and the other end is going to be shelving, so that I can put all my plants and seedlings and things like that on there. And that's the side that I've got at the moment that's got the most sun. And I've also started putting up the shelving, etc. on the sides. And this is just all bits and cut-offs I've got everywhere. I don't want to really be paying out money for anything. So yeah, I'm rather pleased with it so far. So I'm just going to carry on getting the shelving up in there, and then I'm going to start cutting up some more pallets to do the raised bed on that side. And then on the weekend, like I said, I'm going to be doing the covering, and that'll be the really exciting part, all closed in. So anyway, I'm getting rather chilly now, not moving around, so I better get on with things, don't I? Welcome back. December the 15th, Sunday. All change on the weather. Instead of being -2, -5, snow on the ground, we had rain of biblical proportions yesterday, and all the snow's been washed away. It's a balmy 10 degrees centigrade today. So I'm in my light weather gear, and final preparations before putting on the actual cover. I fashioned a bit of a window, or a window frame, of which I'm going to put a window in. This is on the back side, obviously, of the greenhouse. I have put all the siding down this side. I've just got that side to do now, the other side, and obviously I've got the raised bed to do down here, but I can do that in slow time. So I fashioned also a bit of a frame on the end here, a bit of an end frame. It's not the most elegant solution in the world, but it's really just providing a little bit of extra substance for the back cover to sort of lie against. And I daren't buy any more wood. Mrs F is going to absolutely throttle me just before Christmas if I buy any more wood, so I've fashioned what I've got. Again, that BA in making do. So it's windy, really windy today around me, but fortunately it's a southerly wind, so these trees behind me, I think, are basically helping me out here and providing me with a bit of cover. So I'm going to go for this, putting the cover on. What I'm going to do is obviously lob it over, and then I'm going to secure it into the sides with battens. Now I know there's all these Gucci expensive bits of kit, wiggle wire and all that sort of stuff, but that's another $150 I could see that was going to cost me. Whereas if I get some 2x2 treated, you know, it's like $30, $20. And what I'm going to do is polythene comes, the PVC comes down, and then I'll attach it to the batten, and then I'll fold the batten over a few times so that the PVC is wrapped in, have it tight against there, and then screw it in, and that should be nice and tight, nice and flush against the edge. And because it's wrapped around a few times as well, it's got some support there, and it, you know, it won't just rip off. So that's the plan anyway. So I'll be right back, hopefully with the cover on. So there we go. That's the sides, both sides of the roof battened in. It was quite tricky, but I've done it. As I said, I've got these battens, and what I did was the polythene came down, you know, down to around here, and then I put a first staple in the polythene all the way along the batten, just to make sure it was in the right place, and then I just folded it over, folded it over, folded it over until we've come underneath this lip from the inside sill, and I've screwed in various places along there. That's pretty good. It's got the power of the actual wrapped around polythene to keep it down there, and it's tight in there, nice. I've left it a bit of play, obviously, in the greenhouse, just so that I don't know whether it's gonna stretch or not stretch, but I can always adjust it if it stretches too much by unscrewing them. But anyway, chuffed to bits with that. Now the sides are going to be a bit more awkward, aren't they, because you've got folds and all that sort of stuff, but I shall report back directly. Right, so these front and back sides are going to be a bit tricky, because obviously, you know, you've got the door here and then the window in the back, and then the way it all falls, you end up with quite a few folds here. So what I've done on the front is pulled it over so it'll be nice and flat across there, and then I've cut, make sure I've cut it along there so that I'll get a few folds up, and I've cut it here so that I can just fold this one little piece up, and then I can do something different on the side there. Hopefully you got that. It'll all come together. There we go, front side done. Not a moment too soon, the wind has backed and it started to come around a bit, and it's blowing in this way now, so it's getting quite windy here. So I'm glad I got it in. Quite tricky with all the cuts, and obviously with the door, and then you've got the angle coming round. So I've had to make a few cuts here and there, and like I said on this side, I cut it up and then same old battens, rolled it up, and then screwed them in. Same on this side, and then here I cut across and then folded it in, and I've got a batten going up here. Because of the hinge on this side, I couldn't do the same thing, so what I did was I got the actual plastic and I folded it inside, and then I put a batten on the inside frame here and then screwed it in. We'll see whether it's as good as the other way or not. Another little experiment. And the top side here, this is again not particularly elegant here. Got a batten, folded it in. What I think I'm going to do is put another little batten across here to make it flush, and then I might cut these off. I might use some of this old siding that I've got left, the cut-offs, to sort of make it look nice across the top. We'll see what it looks like. Anyway, front side in, just the back side to do now. Still quite pleased with that. Right, I've decided I've had enough. So what I've done is I've secured it in, batten all the way along the bottom as per everywhere else, and I've just folded these in here, because what I think I'm going to have to do is put an upright here and an upright there, so that I can then put something outside to sandwich this fold. I'm going to have the fold somewhere, and this seemed to be where the best bit. So what I'm going to have to do is put a couple of uprights in there, and then I've got to do the window, and my brain is, I've worked hard today, so my brain is not working very well now. So I'm going to have a cup of tea and make this video, edit this video. Before we go, let's have a quick look at test the ambience on the inside of the greenhouse. But I'm pleased with what I've done so far anyway. Okay, so we're inside the masterpiece. Oh, I'm pretty pleased indeed. It's toasty in here already, I tell you, absolutely toasty. And I'm chuffed to bits, absolutely chuffed to bits. I didn't think I was going to get this in today because of the wind, and oh, it's turned out alright. So all I've got to do now is obviously the window and just tidy up that solution on the back side. Then I've got this outside set of siding and obviously the raised beds on the side and at the back. They're going to go on the back burner for a bit because I don't think I've got enough pallets at the moment. So what I'm really going to do is concentrate on the inside now. Now I'm all watertight. I've got a shelving to put down this side, finish off this raised bed, and I'm going to put a floor in. I'm going to put some pallets, so I'm going to put some vapour barrier down the underneath, then I'm going to put some pallets in and then some plywood, so I have a nice little floor to be walking on, rather than this grass and mud, although it won't be mud anymore because it's watertight. Hey! Anyway, that's me for the day. Obviously you're going to have to watch another video to see me finish off, but I've got probably another couple of videos, because what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to do a video on the design trade-offs of this greenhouse. Things like using pallets great, quick, having that door that was given to me but it was wide, so I've had to make trade-offs there. So I'm going to do a video on specifically on the trade-offs and the different costs of things for you guys who are thinking of making something like this in the future. Anyway, chuffed to bits, job's definitely a good one. I'm off for a cup of tea.